Hi guys, my name is Devansh and I'm the CEO of Kind of Private Limited, which is a leadership and innovation ecosystem. And I'm also the lead mentor for Kind Academy, which is an online learning community based around entrepreneurship, communication, leadership, and so on. And today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is that India has more than 1 lakh plus startups. Okay, but why do most of them fail? Well, 90% of the Indian startups fail within the first 5 years of their operation. Okay, but why do most of them fail? So today's video is not going to about how to start a startup, but understand what goes wrong for these startups. So before we move ahead with this video, we need to understand that why does it matter to you? Okay, so if you are someone who is a school going student, who's going to college, or who's a young professional or a budding entrepreneur, you have to realize this, that the Shark Tank India season is out there today and it will be aired today only. Then there are so many reels, LinkedIn posts, so many clarification about how good the startup world is. You are also dreaming about funding, valuation, freedom, and so on. But there are very few people out there who are going to tell you what actually kills these startups, and that is very important for you to understand. According to the CV Insights Startup Failure Report, the number one reason why most startups fail is not funding, not marketing, not competition, but that there is no market need of the product. Yes, 38% of the startups fail around the globe because they have built a product which is needed by no one. Okay, and that is the reason no market need is the primary reason for a startup not surviving in the first 5 years. And that is what we have to understand, that how well you have to understand as a startup owner. You have to understand the consumer, the user, their psychology, and so on. So this single data, 38% data, explains, this statistic explains why around the globe and even in India startups fail. The biggest mistake that a startup founder makes is that they keep their idea first. In a real startup, the ideas never come first. The first thing that comes is the problem. Problem should be the first and the foremost thing that startup founders need to look out for. Many times it happens that people obsessed with their ideas and they just focus upon their idea and what they want to provide rather than focusing on what people want. So the most important thing about a startup is understanding the problem, understanding the pain points, the irritation of a user. So you need to keep in mind that a real startup problem must have these three things. The first one, it should occur frequently. Very frequently it should be happening, and we will be reading about that in the next case study in the next slide. Okay, and the second thing is that it should be causing irritation and problem and pain to the users out there, and the third one is people are already trying to solve it. So these three signs are classic signs to understand the problem to start a startup. So let's take the example of one of the biggest startups in India right now, Zomato. Okay, so it started off in Delhi in 2008 and with the name of Foodie Bay. The only thing that this company used to do was it used to upload the menus of various restaurants on a website. So there was no app, there was no delivery, there was no AI. Okay, and the problem it was trying to solve was the decision confusion, because a lot of the office goers didn't know what to order for their lunch. So that is where this idea came into place. And I am talking about this idea before any funding, before any glam, before anything out there. This might look very boring and very simple for you guys. And maybe if Zomato was to be launched today, most of you would reject it, saying that it's so simple, it's so basic, it's so boring. But you have to understand how this empire built from a very boring problem, something that used to occur frequently. Every day, those office goers used to think that what should I order for lunch? Then it was also happening that it was causing them pain, and people were really trying to solve it. And that's where this company started. So this is one of the classic case study of understanding that problems come first, not the ideas. So if we talk about Shark Tank India, well, Shark Tank India is not something new. Shark Tank has been there, out there in the world for over a decade. It has happened at various places. The OG and the classic one is the Shark Tank USA. Then it's also in Australia and so on. But in India, Shark Tank has made entrepreneurship very popular, and that's a very good thing in the whole ecosystem. But Shark Tank India companies, most of the companies out there are already having customers, are already having revenue, are already having market validation. That makes us understand that Shark Tank India is not the starting point but the result. So many times people confuse that okay, how Shark Tank companies are there and how they are doing so, and we can also have an idea and we can do so. That's not how it works. There's a whole comprehensive work that needs to be done before we see the result of anything out there. So here are three questions that every startup must answer before they even start. Okay. The first question is, who exactly is the customer? Don't say everyone because that's not possible. Maybe in the longer run, but not initially. So who is exactly going to be your customer? Who will buy from you? The second question is, what pain are you exactly removing? Are you doing something in less time? Are you saving the effort? Are you saving the energy? Are you saving some money? So what pain are you actually removing? Are you removing confusion that happened in the case of Zomato? Or, and third, what is the smallest real test that you can do? Like, if you have to give yourself a real test, like in the first 10 days, I can sell this to 500 rupees, 600 rupees. What is the smallest real test that you can do for that product, for that startup? And remember, most successful startups start with embarrassingly small numbers. For example, Zomato started with just one city. Zerodha, started by the Kamath brothers, started by removing just one brokerage fee. Even on an international level, on a global level, Airbnb, one of the most successful companies having billions of dollars of valuation today, started by hosting very few guests in the beginning. And that's what one inspiration that we also take. Okay, so for Kind Academy, we just have 10 members as of now, but we are focusing on how to make our product better, what all we can do good. And that is the reason why you have to understand that small numbers is much more important than having big dreams, because that small number, that first consumers or the first users of your product will be giving you the best output, will be giving you the best feedback and make you help expand your product line and also make it better consistently. So until and unless you do not have some good repeating customers, you cannot scale, you cannot grow. And this is why startup education is very important from the very beginning. And that's what we do at Kind Academy. Herein, we do not just show you what all glam is out there in the world. We just don't show you the success stories. We also help you understand how to think, how to build, how to test, and how to make your idea into a reality by solving real problems. And even though you build small, but once you build small, you make it big. And thank you so much. If you like today's video, please let us know in the comments, like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much. Also let us know what all types of videos would you like to see in the future, and we would make sure that we bring the best content out of you. And thank you so much.